The views or opinions expressed in this presentation are those of the participants and do not necessarily represent the views and opinions of Westman Communications Group or its employees.
Hey everybody, it's Casey Chronicles, back again, except we're in a car, and there's a guest in the back.
What?
And I'm recording. That's a difference.
The first guest we've had on our show since episode 3.
Connor, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Connor. I'm producer Connor. I've been producing every single episode of this show.
Lies.
Whether they want to admit
He's
it or
lying.
not.
Lies.
I am the mind, the brains, the brawn, the strength. Everything behind the show is all because of me.
What's your relationship to the Casey Chronicles? How do you know them?
A friend of the program.
That's not true.
Friend of the friend of the program.
Friend of the program. No.
It's like a family friend.
If you guys remember me talking about my boyfriend, Connor,
He actually
here,
has a
he
face.
exists,
He's
I
a real.
promise.
He's a real
I am
person.
a real person.
he's a real guy.
Surprisingly.
It's Canada Day.
Woo!
That was really loud.
Voice crack.
But it's Canada Day, so if you're from Canada and you celebrate, celebrate with us. Although this is out after Canada Day.
Yeah. Episode 50. Might we add
50.
the big 50?
We thought it was only fitting we do it on Canada Day.
Yeah, we were deciding, hey, we're going to take a day trip up to Riding Mountain National Park in Manitoba, Canada. Every national park virtually on Canada Day, it becomes a big tourist trap, as there's going to be about 4 million people there. But we said, well, if we're taking a day trip out, why don't we, for episode 50, take a camera with and
a boyfriend.
And take a boyfriend with. But whose boyfriend is it? Dun, 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 dun. No, okay.
He's the Casey Chronicles boyfriend, so he's just like...
Christ.
No, but I've heard there's mini golfing up there and all that stuff, so maybe there'll be some fun footage of us.
Yeah, we're just going to have
As someone blows by us on the highway because Collins is a slow driver.
I am going the speed limit right now. If they want to
You're going more
faster.
than the speed limit, buddy.
Guys,
No,
have
we're
help.
not.
I
No,
can
we're
see your
not. No, we're
speedometer.
not.
They're
No, we're
arguing.
not. No,
Help.
we're not.
But we will see you guys when we get to Riding Mountain. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Tell me about Riding Mountain. Have you ever been there before?
I have, yes. I've been. It's been a while since I've been there, but it's pretty cool, I think.
What are you looking forward most to today?
This mini golf. Is this mini golf new? Or
It's been there for a very long time.
Generations.
Yeah, generations. I remember it being there ever since I was a kid.
okay. Well, I've never been to it. I didn't know there was a mini golf there.
Yeah, it's
not gonna
it's a
lie.
short distance away from the beach area.
It's somewhere by the tennis court.
Yeah. It's
okay.
like right next to the tennis courts.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you haven't
Are
been
we
to...
gonna play tennis today?
Oh gosh, I haven't played tennis
I've never
once.
played tennis. So.
You know what we need to do?
What?
Do you know those little like pedal car things? You know what I mean?
I think so.
Pedal car.
Like-
yeah, like those group bikes or whatever.
We should get one of those.
No.
No?
Those
No?
are expensive, aren't they? I thought Riding Mountain was the only national one we had. But regardless, it's, of course, located in the Westman region. You know, it's a very it's an elevated area, riding mountain, but it's there's tons and tons of things to do there. There's Clear Lake. There's the main beach area. There's a little town where it has plenty of gift shops, some restaurants. I think there's even a little cinema in there as well. There used to be a Subway, I think, but I don't know if that Subway's there anymore.
There used to be a Subway.
There used to be a Subway.
There is another national park, but
Okay,
I don't
stand
know where
corrected.
it is.
Okay, so Riding Mountain is not the only one, apparently.
Where are you?
My apologies, I
it's-
got that wrong.
Oh, it's like
But,
it's up by Churchill, so that's probably why.
Oh, okay. Well, then why don't we say
What?
this is the
We're
only
going.
national
We're going
park?
there next.
Yeah, we're gonna drive there right after we're done here.
Write it down. KC Chronicles. Going to Churchill to see the polar bears.
That actually would be so great if someone sponsored us.
And we could do that.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of
Because
fun.
I'm sorry, but I'm not paying that out of my pocket.
No.
Or
No.
driving 24 hours.
We can't drive to Churchill.
But if somebody wants to sponsor us, so that we
Unfortunately,
can go to
cannot
Churchill.
drive to Churchill because there are no roads that go up there, or like
We'll fly.
Go
official off-road. We would either have to take.
We'll get a helicopter.
We would either have to take a train or we would have to fly there.
We'll get a helicopter.
Can we get that limo actually?
No.
Actually, it's a limo. Actually, I you know what? I concur with that one. Let's go to the limo.
Anyway.
But we are just passing through Onanol. It's a little
On
town.
a knoll.
It's on a knoll.
On a knoll.
That's why it's called on a knoll.
Yes.
If you didn't know.
We're passing through Onanol.
Connor, guys, he's the genius.
I am the smartest one in this car.
That's not true.
But we are approaching Saguenay. It is the kind of town or community that's located in Riding Mountain, where all the cabins are, all the restaurants, where the beach is. But there is an official big golf course as well. And I mean,
I
sorry.
should have brought my golf clubs.
One of the great things about this area of Manitoba, it is genuinely beautiful. There's tons of giant forests, big lakes. So if you like boating, well, I shouldn't say if you like boating.
Yeah, they don't like boating.
The zebra
They don't let you
mussels,
boat.
unfortunately, if you're not aware, the zebra mussels are a bad invasive species, and it's caused almost all motorized boats to be pretty much like banned off the water or restricted to one body of water. You can only I think you can only canoe or kayak on Clear Lake this year.
Yeah,
It's caused a lot of controversy, so I'd say let's not go there because it's actually a very touchy subject
Yeah,
for the uber rich who buy
Tubing
boats.
would have been fun though. If we all had a boat, we could have gone tubing. That would have been fun.
That would have been
Strap
fun.
a GoPro.
I think it would. I think it would have been great, but we're just about to go over this little hill here, and once we're over this hill,
over another knoll.
we're going to be in the park very, very soon. So we will see you guys when we
I
get
hit the
into
wrong
the
button.
park.
You want it? We will see you guys. Sorry.
We will see you in the park. Vlog time. So we threw the football around for a few minutes. We did some exploring. We checked out, we just kind of took a look at some of the golf courses, the tennis courses. We went out to the beach, we went out to the pier, which is pretty nice. And now we're just having a pit stop. We're just gonna enjoy some Gatorade.
It's
enjoy
hot.
some water.
It's hot out.
It is hot. This is why we went in the morning before it got too hot, because in the afternoon, it's supposed to feel, I think, like 34, 35 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but that it's probably pushing near the hundreds. So there you go. So actually, because Kenzie is the only one who hasn't been to Clear Lake before, so can we get your opinions?
We're having fun. It's warm. It's really hot out. It would be more fun, I think, if it wasn't so busy. Like, we couldn't do the mini golf right now because it's so busy, and like the tennis courts were busy, and everything's just busy.
Yeah.
So, but we might go check out a museum.
Yeah, there's like a little visitor center. It's actually
Is it free to get in, or?
yeah, it's right there.
We're gonna go check out that museum after.
And actually, while we're here, why don't we talk about what are some things you like about Dominion Canada?
Connor, you start.
I think
Open that
Canada.
real quick.
I don't know. It's a very cool place. Very lots of good things to see. Nice people to meet. Fun times to be had.
We ourselves are Canadian.
Yes, we are all Canadian. Even though some of us are from Saskatchewan.
Where's wrong with Saskatchewan?
But yeah, Canada. Go Canada.
I think there are a lot of things to be celebrating about in Canada. I celebrate the fact that we're such a multicultural, diverse community, or a country, really. Just taking a look around Riding Mountain, there are so many different nationalities and so many different backgrounds that all come together to embrace this beautiful country. I celebrate our men and women who serve in the military, who keep our country safe and who have kept our country safe throughout history. And also, I think one of the most important parts, the hockey. Team Canada reigns supreme. That Four Nations tournament back in February still rings heavily on my mind. I love this country, and I think there's lots to celebrate from it.
Yeah, I don't know. I can do it on myself. It's fine. It's good. I like Canada. I mean, I'm grateful that I grew up here. You know, with everything that's been happening in the U.S. lately, I feel like it makes us all a little more grateful to be where we're from. You know, and the amount of pride that we have. But yeah, I think it's a great country, and there's lots of nice people, except for these two. These two aren't very nice to me. I get bullied constantly, guys. You don't understand.
Listen, if her saying she got bullied was true, we wouldn't be doing 50 episodes of Case of Chronicles.
I'm bullied into it.
She wouldn't have invited us on this journey.
It wasn't my idea.
Let's go, Canada.
Rate your snack. What's your snack?
My snack? I guess I haven't opened it yet. I will do an unboxing on camera for all the boys and girls out there in the world. Anyway, Old Dutch sour cream and onion. Yeah. Sure, I'll give you a little inside peek. In case you don't know, Old Dutch, best chips made by mankind. Anyway.
You're Old Dutch or nothing?
Almost. Anyway.
What do you rate it out of 10? Give us a review.
Well, I gotta have more than one chip.
I was thinking really hard about this.
Solid 10.
10 out of 10. Nice.
Just
10 big booms.
no.
Boom.
No.
Boom.
No.
Boom.
No. Your turn.
Yeah.
Rate your snack. Give us a little.
Old
What'd you
Dutch, salt and vinegar. Old Dutch, I think, is always pretty good. They've always been reliable. Salt and vinegar has always been my favorite. I love salty snacks. I prefer salty over sweet. Taste. Solid like 8. There are some salt and vinegars that I've had in the past that are maybe a little better than Old Dutch, but Old Dutch is kind of my all reliable. 8 out of 10. Superb chip.
And I, of course, as always, have the Smart Food white cheddar popcorn.
It's popped up in so many episodes.
Look at that. Look at that goodness. White cheddar popcorn. Oh, okay. Anyway. It's an easy 10 out of 10. My favorite snack of all time. I could eat 10 bags of these things. They're so good.
I believe it.
If you've never tried them, go try them because they're so good. So powerful. Hey guys, what time is it?
It's time for MTV Fits.
So Connor's the first victim.
Yeah.
This is the full fit for y'all.
Anyway,
Where's everything from?
we'll start with this Heritage Winnipeg Jets hat. 47 brand. Best hat made by humans. Again, the Jets should be wearing this logo full time, but they haven't figured that out yet. It's unfortunate. It'll come soon. I know it. Got these sunglasses from my local gas station in town. They weren't very expensive, I'll say that. But they're still held up together by some Christmas miracle. Anyway, I got the pink American Eagle shirt from American Eagle. I got this pink Hawaiian shirt I got from I forget the name of it. They're the newest store in the Brandon Mall. They were opening at a big sale, so I bought a couple of these. I think they look very cool, very fancy, very summery. I got the jorts, the jean shorts also from American Eagle. And then I got some the white Converses with a little grass stain from football from tossing the pigskin around.
Colin,
That was probably my fault, so I
It
apologize.
100%.
what do you rate his outfit?
I think it looks clean. I think the color combinations work very well. I think the pinks and the blues and the whites on his Hawaiian shirt, they match very well with his undershirt, his hat, the jorts, and even the white Converse. So I think the color combination, I think, is really, really good. I'm gonna give him a solid 9 out of 10, and it's only a 9 because there's no red for Canada Day. However, he does have a little red on the Jets hat, so that does save it, so I'll make it a 9.5.
I had to rep the Canadian team today.
Yep, the superior Canadian team.
And Colin's spit from top to bottom.
Very Canada heavy theme. Maybe not as color coordinated as Connor was, unfortunately, but I've got the Canadian Tire Canada hat. I've got the Canadian flag, also courtesy of Canadian Tire. You can pick it up on a theme here. These are prescription sunglasses I've had since high school. It's a miracle they haven't broken yet. Hair, I grew it myself. It's not a wig.
I thought it was.
Yeah, Kenzie thought it was. This Canada shirt, I got this in Banff, actually. I got it at a gift shop in Banff. These are not jorts, I don't think. They're more kind of that, I don't know what you would exactly call these types of, they're just more nicer looking shorts, right? And then these shoes, Walmart. Walmart shoes. I have a very frugal sense of fashion, let's say.
It gets the job done.
That might have been a tick crawling up my leg, but we don't know. Anyway,
Where'd you put it?
I flicked
Right in the popcorn.
I flicked it right into the popcorn.
I will actually cry.
No. I don't know if that was a tick or not. Anyway,
I hope not, because now I'm freaking out.
I just went with Canada Heavy today. Connor, what do you rate the fit?
You know, I gotta respect the Canadian pride. I think it's very cool, very important, especially on Canada Day. I'm gonna have to give you a 9 out of 10. Give 10.
What would have made it better?
Red shoes.
Why is it only a 9?
Yeah, maybe some red shoes, maybe a red hat, maybe red pants.
Just more red.
Red. Yeah. Could have even thrown some white in too.
That's true. That's true.
Canada does have 2 colors.
Canada
As you can see by the flag, the red and the white.
In case you're an uneducated viewer and you don't know what color the Canadian flag is.
Yes. We like red around here. I think it's a very nice color. Indicates power. Alright. Time for the Kenzie fit check of the day. So Kenzie, talk to us. What's the fit today?
Fit was like, I wanted something that was like, easy breezy, but also I didn't want to wear shorts because I'm like, I like it being nice out, but my shorts are just like, they just feel like
Too restrictive.
Yeah. So I start with this beautiful pink Wheat Kings hat that my boyfriend behind the camera bought for my birthday. The sunglasses, I don't know where they're from. The sunglasses were found. The sunglasses were found at Craven last year. Somebody picked them up off the ground and then just gave them to me. So I've had them ever since. The red top is from Garage, but I got it from a friend. I'm also wearing a bikini top underneath that is pink. I don't know where it's from. No idea.
You just found it.
Again, I have no clue where it is. The jeans are from Garage as well, I think. Little holes in the knees. The kind of like flood pants, they're a little hemmed a little too high, so I wear them. And then the shoes, the dogs are out today. Okay. The shoes are my Birkenstocks that were from Walmart. I paid like $20.
Hey, Walmart shoes.
Walmart shoes. Yeah.
So
and then
who do you want to give you the fit rating?
I want both of you to give me a fit rating, so you're gonna give me one, and then y'all are gonna swap, and then Connor's gonna give me one.
Okay. So I like it. I like how you kind of went with a little more. You kind of went with like the everything. You have some jeans, like you have some pink, you have some red, have like kind of that light blue. I like how you did the open toe shoes. That was smart because honestly, wearing tight runners is not good for your feet. I don't think, because it's too hot and too restrictive.
Also, just like these are so much easier to put on and off the time.
That's very true. It's very, very true. Again, you have the red. I respect that. I think maybe a little more red.
I don't own that much red. That's why.
No,
as much as
but
you do.
you know what? In the spirit of Canadian red pride and friendship, I will give you a 9 out of 10. Because I think it's like, this is a day out at the beach vibe, kind of, and that's kind of what we are doing in a sense. But you still have the red. I mean, again, pink is like pink is essentially just a very white or a very bright washed out red. So it's close enough, I think. So I'm gonna give you a 9. So now, Connor, you take over.
What does my boyfriend
I
give me?
think we have a very solid outfit here. So, however, the only complaint I will make is I'm not 100% sure about how well the pink hat goes with the red, but it still looks pretty good, I would say. Just one little minor nitpick, the little pink.
Do you want to switch hats? You could wear this one. It would
I
match
do
your
not
shirt.
want to switch hats, no.
It would match your shirt.
No, we are not. Anyway, I will give you an 8 out of 10. Good work.
Why do I get the lowest rating?
Well, you take the 8 and the 9, you put them together. That averages at 8.5. So you're only a 0.5 down from me. So
You are still worse than me, so.
you were sleeping on the floor tonight.
You guys don't understand how mean my own boyfriend is to me. I really wish y'all saw this a lot more.
This is simply untrue.
Have a hug.
Sure. We don't need to see this lovey-doveyness. We've had some snacks. We've done a fit check. I say we go to the visitor center and we go check out that little museum.
Yeah, we got to pack up first though.
We gotta pack up because
I think we just leave everything here. Leave it for everyone else.
no littering, especially not in a national park. They are very, very strict on that. So we're gonna go to the visitor center. Let's go. Okay, so this is the visitor center at Riding Mountain. It's a pretty cool area. I haven't been inside of it for quite a number of years, so I hope it still looks the same.
I would assume it would.
You haven't seen it?
No, I'd assume it would look the same, but yeah, I've been in it.
Yeah, so there are some there's some animals that we can say there's some fake animals, some exhibits, and door's closed. I don't think it's open yet.
I'll go look this one.
So the main door has changed. This is the main door. The main door used to be where we were approaching, but now it's in here. So let's quick check.
What a guy. Cullen's an outstanding citizen.
Oh, thank you.
I was like, bats are often misunderstood. And then I went to Connor, and I was like, just like you. I thought you were gonna kiss it.
So this is the giant map of Riding Mountain. So we are right about in here. So this green area is the main part of the park. This is Wasagaming, and then this is the giant clear lake that's right here. And then you have all of these hiking trails that go out quite far. You have Whitewater Lake, you have Lake Ollie, Gun Lake, Baldy Lake.
It's a lot
And
of.
there's even some stuff that goes way out over here. And you can expect to see a lot of things like bears, bobcats, cougars, elk, moose, wolves, coyotes, all of that. They all live, especially in these more remote areas, that's where you can expect to find a lot of wildlife. You can still see bears along the side of the road as you drive up on the route through to Dauphin, Manitoba, which is right here actually. It's one of the more larger towns in the province, but you can expect to see some wildlife. But in here, this is where you're going to run into a lot more of the wildlife, and it's pretty cool. It's quite a big area. It looks big, but if you actually put Riding Mountain next to a lot of the other national parks in Canada, this park is actually tiny. It's actually very small on a relative scale.
You're very small.
800 bears in the park.
Pet the bear.
So you can see the color denotes when you're seeing this. We have spring, summer, fall, and winter. You can expect to see a lot of elk here in the winter. You can see the spring feast, so a lot of the moose are in the northern edge of the park. And especially in the spring and summer, you can see bears everywhere. That's really cool. And then if you drag this, so you can see how they migrate across the year. Now that is actually pretty wicked. They call it sleepy time. See, the moose forage for food, the hunting tactics, but then the bears,
They go to sleep.
sleepy time for the bears, as they do hibernate during the winter.
Actually, sorry.
Yeah, come here.
So, Mr. Bear, how are you enjoying your Canada Day?
Very good to know. Thank you very much.
Intriguing. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. So when you're at Riding Mountain, you can expect to meet many, many friends, and we have a new best friend here, Parka the beaver.
You know, being the camera woman is not fun because now I'm just, it's your guys' podcast. It's not even mine anymore. I've been replaced.
Actually,
Unfortunately, there is a new K in the KC. I'm going to change my name to start with a K.
Connor with a
It's gonna be
K.
Connor.
hey, if you think about it, KC Chronicles is abbreviated as KCC. Kenzie Colin Connor.
The flowers. Those are lady slippers. That's the only one I know. Look at them, they're little yellow lady slippers. They're so pretty. Anyway, some flowers.
Very pretty plants and flowers and stuff.
And this is right outside of the
Visitor Center.
visitor center. There's looks to be some berries on that tree. I wouldn't eat it.
I would.
Whole bunch of lilacs. Look at all that purple.
Purple.
Little cherry blossom tree by the looks of it.
You got a little fountain.
Little fountain. And then there's I'm losing quarters for this, so y'all better love me. 3, 2, 1. What'd y'all wish for?
No, but that's the thing about a wish. You're not supposed to say. So Connor, you have been here several times before. I want to know what's your thoughts. How do you feel about Riding Mountain?
I think it's a very, cool place. Something you don't see a whole lot of in, the Westman area. A lot of nature, a lot of beautiful sights and sounds and experiences. Some cool shops. The lake. So I don't know where the lake is, but it's very pretty. There's a beach there. There's lots of activities for the whole family.
And there's
Like,
a lot of people too.
I don't know who's.
And there's so many people doing so many different things. Like you have people making bonfires. You have like street musicians. You have people playing sports. You have KC Chronicles. You have content creators who come through.
us dummies who are walking around with a camera who probably look like absolute dummies.
No. So this is the kind of main area of Riding Mountain.
Main Street, you may say.
Of Wasagamon. You have all of these restaurants. You have tons of people in every direction.
Yes, you almost fall.
As I like twist my ankle. And it's a really cool area. You can tell what country we're in as everyone's wearing red. You can see Canadian flags in every single direction. And we got very lucky today because the smoke from all the wildfires in northern Manitoba, smoke has not really come through too much. The air quality's been pretty good.
It's a banana split.
Oh. And it's a giant banana split.
With heads so you can take a picture. From Velvet Dip, I'm not sure.
See something you like?
No, there's also just a bunch of these little things and they've got names on them.
See, my names never show up on here because I don't have a very common first name. My name's more common as a last name, so.
Sorry, we'll get out of people's way.
Where did Connor go off to?
There he is.
There, he's in the antique section.
This is so cool.
Explain what it is.
It's a little necklace that says my name. It's spelled exactly correctly, which is weird. I've never found anything that says my name like spelled
How do you
exactly.
see people spell Mackenzie? Well, no, I'm saying like, have you seen like spellings of Mackenzie? That's
Yeah,
incorrect.
so M-A-K.
Oh.
There's sometimes people put Y's at the end.
Or is there just like an MC? No.
Yeah, MC. Like, nobody has ever really spells it this way.
Like Mac, Kenzie.
MACKENZI. Like, this is
Big Mac.
That's not my name. Look at the little honey. Look at the little honey pot thingy. Isn't that adorable?
We should take this back to the visitor center for the bear.
For Winnie the Pooh. There's a yellow one for Winnie the Pooh.
It's got like eyes. It's pretty cool.
There's a yellow one.
There we go. What else is in here?
Tiny forks. You can buy a singular fork here. Did you know that?
But who's the fork for? Like, that's for like.
That's for me.
I was gonna say it's for like a baby's hand.
You can also buy tiny tongs.
Tiny spoons and knives and.
Tiny tongs.
These got to be decorative pieces, not.
Tiny ladle.
I think a lot of this is designed like for people who are in who have cabins around here. Like they want maybe like some smaller. Silicon straws. Have you ever seen a? Whoa, they're like squishy. Reusable too. Ooh, popcorn seasoning.
Spicy buffalo.
Talk about the flavors.
I love dill pickle on popcorn.
Yep.
Superior, but I feel like spicy buffalo or jalapeno ranch would be actually pretty good to try.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's a little frog sponge. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, there's just like 1,000 little antiques. Like there's almost something for everyone in here. Look at this. Bless this mess.
You need that. Because you are a mess.
Coming from you.
The official motto of Casey Chronicles.
This is a bless this mess.
That'll be on our merch.
Totally.
Bless this mess.
Actually, totally. Let's do it.
Low key.
We're gonna make shirts about it.
Play the beanbag toss, but first I want to show the fact that I got my necklace on, doubled it up, got his initial and my name. Look at that.
She knows how to spell her name.
Anyway, we're gonna go play some beanbag toss. If you don't know the rules of beanbag toss, it is 1 is when you get it on the board, 3 is in the hole. If you both get it on, cancel each other out. We're gonna go to 5 points. Colin is gonna play the winner. Are you ready?
So Colin's gonna play me.
Oh, shove it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So they're behind the board here. So they're gonna throw, and we're gonna see who wins. So a lot of, and that's 3 points. Connor. Oh, one more.
Only 3 for him for now.
How many times do you go back and forth?
Until whoever wins.
And when's the win?
We're gonna go to 5.
Go to 5. So 3-0.
Yeah. So
3-0. And that's a miss. Oh, so close. 1 point. 4.
and those don't count because he bounced them on.
Oh, so close. So close.
It's 3-3 because those two cancel each other out, and I got one in the hole, and these two don't count because they bounced on.
So 3-3.
So 3-3.
3-3.
Anybody's-
Oh, I must have missed that one. Cancels. That's 3. Oh. And they're still tied. When she had to clutch up, she clutched. My gosh. No, it's a miss.
Another cool shot.
1 on the board. I hit my knee. 1 on the board, I think. Overshot.
Oh, that's fine.
And overshot. 4-3 for Connor. So Connor has, all he needs is 1 point, and he wins. Here we go. 1 on the board. Overshot. Another on the board. overshot. Oh. And Connor has won, like he predicted.
That scared me. So what's gonna happen here is it's gonna take away 1 from his. So he gets 2, he's at 0. You're 2-0.
2-0, okay.
So yeah, so if he got it on the board, it cancels out 1 point from yours. That was cool. So again, Connor gets 2, you get nothing. So 2-2. How you guys feeling, Connor? What's your game strategy?
Nothing but net.
And your game strategy?
Win.
That was not the net. Ooh. Tight competition. If Connor fails to get anything, Cullen wins. Oh, I just... Cullen just won. And in fact, Cullen got 5 points in that round alone.
Ice in the veins. You see the veins? They've got ice. The veins on our body. No. Victory lap. Veins on our arms are blue. Why? Because ice in the.
You got 5 points in 1 round. How does that make you feel? How did it feel to lose?
You know, he just got hot at the right time. You know, unfortunately, there's just not a whole lot you can do with that. Just got to deal with it and move on.
Thank God.
Oh.
That counts. Oh. Shot.
That does not count. 4-0 after the first round. 4-0. That's insane.
I'm up.
I can't fucking see where am I?
Oh my God! All you had to do was land on the board. You choked it. There's still a chance. The Cavs can still win. Now I have to sink it. I don't know if I can. Chat, I'm so cooked. If I don't swish this, it's over. Ah, she missed. Chat, I don't know what happened.
He was cooked.
I'm cooked.
All right, here we are with the winner, Mackenzie Jordan. Mackenzie, what went right for you there?
Very demure, very mindful. Sorry, what?
What went right for you in that victory?
He is being mean. He choked. He got 2 in his head about winning. That he just choked that game and
She's spreading misinformation.
helped me majorly because when he choked, that's when I could pull out the big victory. Did y'all see that?
This is where I say we should get off the topic of the fact that I lost and the fact that actually, you know what? In the name of competition, all of us won a game and lost a game.
You know what?
Then in the name of competition.
So, group, while we chill before we go to the wishing well, what was your favorite part of the day, Cullen?
I think throwing the football around and doing the fit check was funny. I like that.
Connor, what's your favorite part of the day?
I'd have to agree, actually. Throwing the football around is pretty cool. Seeing all the fits was also pretty cool. Although I did like beanbag toss, that was pretty cool as well.
Yeah, I think it was fun. I think we had fun. And now we have our mics back on, so our audio is going to get better. all from here.
You can actually hear us.
Yeah. So if the audio was a little crappy in some places, we apologize, but like
Not really.
the environment, we just have to. So we're gonna go to the wishing well. See you guys there. Everybody thumbs up. Hey guys, we made it to the wishing well. We did not in fact get ice cream because the line was too long.
A lot of people.
Maybe we'll get a sweet treat when we get back to town.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe we'll do a little food review. Is that what I heard?
Possibly. We'll consider it.
Like those people that review food in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll set up the Osmo right there.
Yep.
Yep. Anyway, yeah, so the wishing well, we don't want to get out though because
The car is being swarmed.
by
Like how we
bugs.
were, how it was close to the cabins. There
Yeah.
are a lot of massive bugs, and to be brutally honest, I don't want to let any of those in the car because they range from I know I've been bitten by a horsefly. Actually, I want to say it was right around here in this parking lot area. When I was a kid, I got bit by a horsefly,
Those hurt.
and that stung so badly that there's a reason why I haven't come back to the wishing
Yeah.
well.
It's a nice, cute little spot.
Yeah,
Only
it's
come
neat.
here if you're showered in bug spray.
And it's not hot because
Yeah.
that's something we don't want to get out of this car because it is so
Yeah, we got the AC
bloody.
pumping in here.
Yeah, and it's still not even. I wish it
Wearing
was
my
better.
little necklace.
When we get back on the highway, I'm definitely gonna have the windows down just for a brief minute so we can just have the biggest rush of wind.
But yeah, we wanted to show
Sure.
you the spot. We got some B-roll driving down here, and we just thought maybe you'd want to see it. But
Yeah.
if you're adventurous and you don't dislike bugs as much as we do, maybe you would get out of the car, but we
Yeah.
just don't want to.
And we should reiterate. So not only it's common in the past for, to my understanding, every national park is open on Canada Day.
But this
year
It's free until September 2nd, he said.
The whole summer, yeah.
the entire summer, every national park is free.
So if
Free.
you're bored and you want
Or
to,
if you have a family.
or if you have a family, or if you just are looking for something to do in Manitoba and in Western Manitoba, come to Riding Mountain because it's
Or
free
go
to
to
get
any,
in.
go to any national park across this big, beautiful country.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of land. There's a lot of national parks. So please.
Well, come just even spend the day here. Like, you could come early in the morning, spend the whole day, and then leave in the evening. Like, there's restaurants, there was ice cream, there's gift shops, there's
games to
there's
play.
something for everybody.
Yeah, street buskers. You can swim.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many things that you can do, and there's so many people to talk to and hang out with. And of course, if you're on your own, bring your friends.
Yeah.
So, name a friendship.
But for now, we will head back onto the road, and we'll see you guys back at home.
Welcome to the studio. We're back.
We teleported.
We teleported right from Riding Mountain back to the studio like that.
Yeah.
So we hope you enjoyed that little our adventure on Canada Day.
Adventure is a word that we use loosely around here.
Well, I think we did go
No,
on.
scale is an adventure.
It was,
I'm just bugging.
it was an adventure, and now we're back in the studio because this is the big episode 50. We wanted to, just.
I'm over here yawning. Don't mind me.
She is tired. She's like episode 50 already.
I'm tired from carrying the weight of the show. Carrying the weight of being the best person on the show.
That
It's exhausting.
hurt.
I'm so tired of carrying the weight of our success. It's all on me, I'm the reason we're doing so good.
Wow.
I'm the all abuse. I'm just kidding. Anyway, continue.
If you agree with her sentiment, you can email us at, or you can. Hey, listen. Let's do an ad break. If you think Kenzie is correct and that she carries the weight of the entire show on her back, you can either DM us on Instagram at Casey_Chronicles 2024, or you can email us at
KCChronicles2024@gmail.com.
Yeah, or you can leave a comment if you're watching on YouTube. Or you can email us at WCGTV@westmancom.com if you are someone you know wants to do a podcast or a show here in-house at WCGTV. Or again, if you would just want another medium to tell us that Kenzie is right or wrong.
Awesome. And also if you want to join us for a shoot, because if you notice in the earlier footage, we had a guest.
We did have a guest. For the first time in
Forever.
400 years.
The first time in the new century.
In the new century.
Anyway, so you can email us at the KCChronicles2024@gmail.com if you want to join us for a show, because we would love that. And yeah, I guess this is technically a travel episode, or at least the first half was a travel episode.
Well, I think this is just one big episode
Yeah.
because it is episode 50.
That's true. You should
We,
put fireworks on the screen.
boom. Yeah, the big 50 we've hit. We're halfway to 100. We're halfway there.
Whoa.
Oh, banana prayer. Yeah, so we hit 50, and we thought for episode 50 we want to do like just one big episode, you know, like half travel, half studio, because it's, you know, kind of what our show is. So traveling,
All funny.
all funny, and then all serious and chill vibes for the second half. So
Yeah, if you've watched the first half already, let us know by leaving a comment because we quite enjoyed filming that part.
yeah, that was really just us on a day out, like on a vacation, and then we had the idea like a few days prior, hey, why don't we take a camera with us
Yeah.
and just record our silly dumb adventures?
And honestly, I will say that felt like the most YouTube video we've ever made.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like all the filming that we did, it felt very YouTube.
Yeah.
Like
It
felt
was
very-
it was very casual. There was nothing formal to it. We you know, we were in the park, we were throwing the football, we did a fit check.
Speaking of, if you've watched the fit check, you know, let us know whose you thought was the best.
Yeah.
You know, me.
Me. Look, it was Canada Day, and look, I had Canada gear like head to toe.
Also, you know what I find so funny?
Hmm.
We were wearing red in the first half, and now we're wearing white. Unironically.
Red and white
Canada
because
Pride.
of the Canada Pride. Yeah, we're totally not filming these on two separate days.
Never. We would never do such a
Never ever
thing.
do that.
But yeah, if you watched the first half and you enjoyed it, let us know how you thought about it because we had such a fun time filming it.
Yeah.
Connor joined us, so
Yeah.
he's not just a name anymore. You know, there's a face.
There's a face connected to the name. Yeah, but let's recap everything we did. So we left early in the morning
Yeah,
because it was
it was a hot day.
hot that day. So I said, hey, listen.
He was
Let's-
like, "Be here no later than 6 a.m." No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't say 6. I said 8:30. I think
Close
that's a little.
enough.
I think
Same
that's
thing.
a little more reasonable.
Same thing.
Yeah, we got snacks, filled up with gas, and then we went up to Riding Mountain, and then because again, this was Kenzie's first time at Riding Mountain National Park because you're from Saskatchewan. Not,
Saskatchewan, eh?
no, not from Manitoba. So yeah, we took her through. We went to the beach first. We went through the pier.
Pictures will be posted later
Yep.
today.
Absolutely. And actually, I will say, while we were driving into the park, we passed by some of the cottages, and our car weirdly, for that little portion,
Oh my
got
God.
swarmed.
So warm.
I don't know how
Giant
or why.
bugs.
Like
Like big booty
suspiciously
bugs.
suspiciously large bugs.
Did you hear what I said?
I did. Yeah, that's why I paused.
Big booty bugs.
I don't think it was those type of bugs, but they were like just large
Big booty.
insects,
bugs.
like not like dragonflies, but they looked like some sort of mix between like a horsefly and a hornet, maybe.
With
Like
some big booties.
you're just obsessed with the fact that they maybe had big butts.
That's funny.
Well,
Think
is
about
pretty funny. Think about it. Think about it. Insects with big butts. If Kim
It's funny.
If Kim Kardashian was an insect. No. So yeah, but like these giant bugs, I couldn't even identify what they were because they were just moving all so fast. But we were driving through these cottages, and I remember they were swarming the front windshield, the sides. They were in like the rear view window. Like it was like this swarm of maybe like 20 to 30 bugs just kept following the car for no reason. They just showed up. But then the second that we actually got into the proper
Park area.
well, yeah, like into Wasagaming, like the main town site in the park, they just vanished. So I don't know what that was. We were scared to almost get out of the car for a little bit there because we're like, if these things are swarming us and we get out and we're like taking our time to grab our bags, like we're gonna get like stung, bit, or they're gonna like pick us up and then like take us away to Narnia. To Narnia.
Neverland.
to like Neverland.
That'd be
But
funny.
yeah, that cleared up. But yeah, anyway, so we went to the beach, we went to the pier, we got the pictures, we got to kind of see the proper lake, which again, if you're we mentioned it I think in the part 1, but with the zebra mussel controversy and all of those things going on, it was weird to not see any motorized boats because that little pier area, you would always see, a ton of boats.
And
everywhere.
you don't see this on camera, but I think Connor asked us about 12 different times to get a paddle boat.
Yeah.
Or a pedal boat or whatever.
Yeah, like a pedal boat.
Pedal
Like
boat?
2 people sit on the boat and they kind of like
Pedal.
pedal as if it was like a bike and it steers it. And we all.
If you don't know what it is, go watch Mamma Mia, the first one, because there's a pedal boat in there, and then you'll understand.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So he asked like 12 times.
12 different
and then what
guys.
did we say 12 times back to him? No.
I said, as long as I don't have to pedal.
You just want to be passenger princess.
Yeah, I just wanted to eat my popcorn.
Yeah.
What was that about?
Well, that's the only thing that you care about on these travel trips is just, I want my popcorn. I don't care what we do or where we go. I just want my popcorn.
Hey,
Hey.
What's wrong with that?
Hay is for horses.
you're a horse. Anyway.
Where's this come from? No.
Then we tried to go down to the mini golf area, but it was very busy.
Well, yeah, so we kind of took her through some of the areas, and there's like a little kind of sports recreation area, like on the
It was old people playing
the west
tennis.
side. Yeah, there was old
and
people
then young
playing
people
tennis.
playing pickleball.
Precisely right. And the mini golf course was just filled.
We
with
wanted
people.
to do that. We wanted to film that, but
A little too busy. Maybe
too
we'll go
busy.
back. Maybe another time.
that or we go to Albert's mini golf here and we just
We just go to some golfing place.
some mini golf and
Yeah.
that would be fun.
Yeah, and then
And then we sat down for a bit.
yeah, and then
Just for a
so
round of football.
yeah, Connor and I threw the football around, and then
Hey, I was a part of that.
you were well.
Whatever.
Connor and I were a majority of it. You joined in for like a few throws. And then we sat down for a while, and that's when we did the fit check. What chips are you eating?
Snack review.
Snack review.
It was great.
It was great. I know. And it was nice because it was getting really hot already, but sitting down in the shade felt nice.
Yeah.
And then we went to the little kind of
Museum.
and information center. Kind of checked out some of the exhibits there. They've changed and they've renovated since the last time I was there. And they had like this cool video screen that showed like all the areas where animals
It was
are in the park.
interactive. It was really cool.
Yeah, it's like a cool touch screen. It was really, really neat. And then we checked out the little garden kind of around the town center.
I got really good footage of a bee.
Yeah, she got
I
footage
got
of
really excited about that.
There were bees everywhere on all the flowers.
They were pretty flowers though.
100%. And then we walked down the street. We took in some of the gift shops, just all the little attractions. And then we
Had a crazy beanbag tournament.
we played like the beanbag
Crazy.
tossing game. Kenzie and Connor played each other, and the winner had to play me, and I won that, so I'm the champion.
No, and then you and I played and I beat you. No, hold on. All three of us won a game and lost a game, so there's no champion here.
I think there's a champion because it was established before that you two play each other to me. So my
Well, we
understanding
just
was that was the semifinal, and I was the final, and I won.
You're just mad that I beat you. He was
So anyway,
a really sore loser about it, guys.
Yeah, I flipped your hat off your head.
Yeah,
when
he
you
was
were
very
trying to do
sore
your
loser.
victory lap.
Yeah, and I didn't even do like all the boasting that you did, the bragging that you did. No, he was bragging so much when he won against Connor, and then I beat him, and I'm just polite and nice about it, not like him. So like, really, who's the real winner here? Me. Anyway, what else did we do?
I played the piano.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a little piano that people could play outside of one of the gift shops, and I played Bohemian Rhapsody, which was very nice. Just the main little part, like when the singing starts. Yeah,
Essentially.
pretty much that. And then we walked back down.
We were gonna get ice cream, and then it was really busy.
Yeah, and that ice cream parlor, I thought it would be nice and cool in there. It was like a sauna in there, so we were like, it's getting too hot. We're getting too hot. So we went in the car and we cranked the AC and sat in the freezer for a while, and then
We saw this person in a blow up balloon dog costume that was red.
Yeah,
I was like,
they were in a costume.
You know, like those blow up ones, like the blow up dinosaurs and stuff like that. It was that, but it was a balloon animal.
Yeah, exactly. I thought honestly it was like at first glance it looked like a comically large balloon animal somehow, like someone made somehow, but there was someone in there.
There was a person.
I would not have wanted to be in that costume on a day like that because it seriously, I think like it felt at least up at the park, I think like the temperature, it felt like it was in like the mid 30s.
But I wonder, the blow up thing has like air cycling through, so I wonder if it might not have been as hot. I have no idea.
I don't know
I've
if it
never
would've
been in one of those.
I
so-
don't know if it would have done much, but anyway. We then drove to the wishing well.
We
which
did not
is-
get out because bugs.
Yeah, because the same bug swarm happened when we got there.
And we didn't want to let them into the car.
No, so we kind of just looked, took it all in, and then we went home.
We drove.
We drove. I drove because I'm born to drive. I'm not born to be a passenger. I'm born to drive.
Fort tough. That's what I feel like when I.
Bam, 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 with like that guitar tune.
No.
Ford F-150s are built tough, and we want our drivers to be tough. Go through the terrain like a man. Bam, down, down, down. That's usually how all the commercials go.
I just when you said I'm born to drive. That's the vibe I got was like a Ford.
Born to drive. Born to explore the road. Ford F-150. Okay, I'm sorry.
Except we were in a Nissan Tiguan.
Do you say a Nissan?
Oh, is it not Nissan? I don't know. I don't know anymore.
And you said a Nissan Tiguan.
Tiguan. I know it's a Tiguan. Whatever you call it.
You
I
nearly said a
didn't.
bad word.
Whatever you call it. I don't know what brand your vehicle is. I don't remember it. Volkswagen. There we go. I don't remember. I don't pay attention. I know what my car is. That's about it. Oh, we played road games on the way home too.
She diverts the topic. No. We did actually. We played the alphabet game, where basically everyone has a letter and we go around in a circle.
And we have a theme, and you have to try and
Yeah, exactly. So like we did,
cities.
Yeah,
and
we did
slash towns.
cities.
Food.
And we did food.
And we did things in Brandon.
Oh yeah.
At the very end.
Well, yeah. Like at the very end, it was basically we had to name things from A to Z.
That we spotted.
Yeah, like things like
Brandon.
as we're driving, like what we see in front of us, we have to see, like for example, G would be grass, and then F would be
Ford F-150.
a Ford F-150, exactly. And I remember we got to the very end.
And we were like crawling back to the office because we wanted to finish.
Well, yeah, because we made a challenge. We started it right as we got back into town, but between getting back into town and getting to the office, we said, okay, we have to try and complete the game before then. And we don't live in a giant town, big town, small city. So we said, okay, we have like 5 minutes. Let's try and do this. We got all the way to Z, but we couldn't get an X because we didn't know what the heck started with an X.
And there was no xylophones anywhere.
Yeah, and there was no xylophones just sitting in the middle of nowhere. So then we started looking at all of the license plates of people, of like cars as we were driving past, trying to see if we could find one that had an X on it.
And we were about, a block away from the
Oh,
office?
less than that. We were staring down, like we had to go across the street into a parking lot. And right as we were creeping up to it, I saw a truck that had an X on it, and we just celebrated as if, whoops, knocked my window over. But we celebrated as if like we just won a championship.
Yeah.
Because we just saw the letter X on a license plate.
You can make your own fun in the car.
We made our own fun, and it was fun. Like the last like 20 minutes
It was
of the car.
stressful, man.
Yeah, but the last 20 minutes of the car ride was hilariously fun.
Yeah, I think we had fun. We also played the camping game where you're like, oh, I'm bringing this. What are you bringing? And then it like fits a theme. Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly. And then you,
You
have
might
to
have
try
played
and
it when
figure
you
out
were
what
in
it is.
grade school. I played it when I was in grade school.
I didn't get it at first. I thought this was like the most dumb hard game ever.
Colin took a long an embarrassingly long time to understand the first theme.
Yep.
It was okay though.
It was.
He got
awful.
the second theme pretty fast. So
Yeah, when he was you, like I figured it out like almost right away, and then I felt like a genius. Of which
balanced
I'm-
out your ego a little
of
bit.
like- Touche. Yeah, and that was our entire day, and it was fun.
What did you do for the rest of the day? Because we got back pretty early in the afternoon.
Yeah, we got back around like 2:30. I went shopping. For like shopping. No, I had to buy some food, and then I went home.
Food.
And then I played video games. Actually, first thing I had a shower because we caked ourselves in sunscreen, and I think didn't you take the sunscreen bottle and go like?
I didn't actually
right onto your
spray
face?
myself in the face.
I thought you did.
I pretended to because it was funny, and then I put it on my hand. And
Okay. Well, still, we were caked in sunscreen, and of course, for ticks, I took a shower instantly. But even for like the rest of the day, I would get like these little phantom sensations like on my legs and my arms that felt like an insect was crawling up of it. But of course, nothing's there.
Yeah.
I get those all the time after you're around areas where ticks can be.
Oh, me too. It's
So that was fun. I played video games and just chilled for the rest of the day. What did you guys do?
I had a big old nap. I don't know. We went out. We had some Popeye's chicken for supper. They had this new pickle glazed menu, so I was curious, and I got the pickle glazed wings. They're actually pretty good.
Nice.
They have a sandwich that's like a pickle glaze. That's what I would try next. But yeah, so we had some Popeyes for supper, and we sat down, played on the Wii, watched Love Island because it.
Of course.
And then the Riverbank Discovery Center was having fireworks at 11.
Yep.
So we went down there to.
Do you want to know what I was doing?
What?
Sleeping.
Yeah.
I was tired and I had work the next day.
It was no, that's fair. It was interesting. So we parked in the Corral Center and just like kind of sat by the Corral Center. We didn't go into the Riverbank Discovery Center.
Yeah, it was packed apparently.
There's a lot of people in the Corral Center alone. Yeah, and then they blocked off roads, and like I saw cops yelling at people. It was quite interesting, but it was a good fireworks show.
It's Canada Day. How could you yell? No.
Well, because people are dumb. There was people.
Yes.
They blocked off all entrances into the Riverbank Discovery Center, and there's people still trying to get in. And they're like, literally, no.
It's like an entire.
You turn and get out.
It's like an entire city of 50,000 people all were trying to get into like the same area all at once.
Yeah, and I'm like, just like chill. But yeah, no, it was good. Good fireworks show. And then we went back. It took us about an hour to get home because everybody was leaving all at the same time.
No kidding.
And then we went to bed because I was tired.
Yeah, even after you took a big old nap.
Yeah, it was like 2-hour nap. I was zonked the entire time. I was like,
Well, that's usually what you do when you sleep, unless you like.
Colin, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Hey, you pull that exact same joke on me so many times.
Anyway.
What goes around comes around.
Yeah.
Nice. So we've kind of recapped our day, and that's the Canada Day portion. So I say for the kind of last stands of the episode, why don't we talk about, because we are at episode 50, why don't we talk
50.
about 50, episode 50 cent. Why don't we talk about the show, the past 50 episodes, what it's meant to us, and some highlights. Even though we did an episode where
You kind of did that, but
yeah, but just some highlights, some talk about the show and all that. Oh no, she's laughing. Something's already come to her
I was
head.
just thinking of, I don't know. I never really thought we'd get to 50. So this is weird.
Yeah.
Obviously we've both gone through some changes since we started doing the show, and
We look different.
we look different. But it's a very, I don't know, it's very fun. Like I enjoy doing it. I don't,
Actually, really, if you think about it, like you think like us as people, when we first started the show, like March last year to now, we actually are different.
quite different people, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Even just like our friendship has grown so much from the show. Like now we hang out without it being work purposes.
Yeah,
even,
exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like we've definitely bonded quite a bit through this show. But I don't know. I'm grateful for it because it's fun and we just do dumb stuff
And we enjoy it.
yeah, we do stupid stuff and we have fun doing it.
And the best part, we get paid to do it.
Yeah, like
That's the best part.
you tell me I get paid to be stupid. Yeah.
No. No.
Never.
Never.
What's your favorite, like all-time favorite episode and why?
Personally, my all-time favorite episode. So, because I do like a lot of the post-production, I kind of take that into account, like how the final edit turned out as well. So I take like the experience of the day, the shoot, what we did, where we went, and then the actual final product of the episode as well. Putting that all together, I still really, really like Marsha's Lake
Yeah, that was a good episode.
from August last year, because even though our feet were absolutely soaked because we didn't wear rubber boots, we wore shoes on a day where it was raining.
Well, we didn't know it was going to be that rainy.
No. I think it was a really fun, it was really chill hike. It was, it was first thing in the morning. We were in a very nice kind of rainforest atmosphere. And I don't know, it was really nice. And the episode didn't drag out for a long time either. It was short and sweet. Just came in and out.
Short and sweet like me.
Like Sabrina Carpenter. And I think that episode overall was just, it had a nice overall package to it. And we've done so many studio episodes. It's hard to like narrow it down, but one that automatically always stands out to me is our episode winning the lottery. That one was such a funny episode.
The love you feel in your
Yeah,
heart
because it had my
is a lie.
epic crash out over cauliflower that you fell over laughing.
You know what's so funny is last week I was doing my first day training at my other job and we had a vegetable tray. for lunch. Like part of our lunch was like sandwiches and veggies and all that. There was some cauliflower on the veggie tray. So you want to know what I sent to Cullen? I sent a picture and I was like, guess who's having cauliflower?
Yeah, and I like.
Yeah, he was not having it.
I had to go take a walk outside, and I had to like
throw hands with somebody.
I had to punch a wall a few times to like get the anger out. No.
I believe that, to be honest.
Yeah, no, but that whole episode, it was funny, but I think just the actual like the actual episode itself, I think went pretty good. It had a nice flow to it, and why don't you do the same thing? I'll think of some other ones.
Okay, well, one of my favorites, because we did some in studio, we did some out of studio parts for it, and it was just a very fun episode overall. And I think we got to, I think it was a privilege to be able to do something like that. Was the haunted house?
Yeah, that was a fun.
Because obviously, like, we got let in a day early.
Yeah,
like, we don't take that privilege lightly.
We got like media privileges to go.
And we don't take that lightly. Like that was like such an honor and a privilege.
Very nice of them to do that.
To be able to be a part of that. And so I thought that was really fun, and we got an impromptu interview. We went like with Jeff Fawcett, the mayor of Brandon. We went through with him, and that was like quite an interesting.
And I screamed.
First time I ever met the mayor too.
I know, and what an environment too.
Yeah, I was like, that's
I know.
Awesome.
I felt important too because like the Brandon son was there. I think like some of the radio station guys were there, and then the mayor's there, and then us. And we're like, we feel out of place, but we also feel really important at the same time.
Yeah, I think it was really well done too. And it was at like half, like, scary level.
Yeah, it was. It
It
had its unsettling moments. I still remember seeing.
But they only had like half the scares there at the time, so it probably would have been worse.
Probably would have been worse, yeah. And honestly, for me, the most scary part, it wasn't the fact that there wasn't really many jump scares. It was just the fact that it was like nearly pitch black, and it was very cramped, especially for someone my height. And that plays with my two biggest fears. I don't like being in claustrophobic or pitch black environments where I can't see anything. Except when I'm sleeping. And so
Guys,
that really...
he screams in his sleep. Did you know that?
I don't scream. I think I mumble in my sleep. I've been told that. I don't know.
I used to talk in my sleep when I was little, but I don't anymore.
I hate KC Chronicles. I wish Colin would die.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm just kidding.
You dream of cauliflower all the time. And that's actually, that reminds me, that's another episode. It's the episode of dreaming where we talked about dreams, because I had a couple of dreams that I've had, and I was like laying them all out to you, and you were just progressively looking at me like,
how mentally unstable are you?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Because I'm just a very vivid, active dreamer, so, and I can remember them like beat for beat.
I actually really like the dreaming one because of my tornado dream. And what's funny is I had another tornado dream last night.
And, well, you also said that you had a dream where you gave birth on the bathroom floor.
Yeah.
It sounds funny, okay?
It does sound a little funny. But yeah, I had another tornado dream last night.
Oh,
that's my phone.
Damn
Please
it.
stop trying to grab my phone.
I didn't bring my phone into the studio, and because I've had more dreams recently.
Oh, no. Yeah, I had, like, another tornado dream last night.
Mm-hmm.
I was like in a house, and I was just in the house watching it, and it was like the house was in it.
The house was in the tornado.
But we were on the ground, like it was a solid house, and it was just in the ground.
But it was in the tornado.
But we were walking out the window, and like the windows weren't breaking. I don't know what happened, but we were looking out the window, and there was just like we were inside the tornado. It was really weird.
It's kind of like
cool.
Wizard of Oz style.
Yeah.
If I could do some impromptu like dream symbolism.
Impromptu.
So I think.
Hello.
So I think the fact that you were in a sturdy house, and you were seeing, a very violent, chaotic force outside of this house, but yet you and the house remain safe. I think maybe it's a symbolism of like something at your core in your life is protected. Like there might be some crazy crap that's going on maybe beyond you, or there's some stuff there's some crazy stuff going around you, but you yourself and your core, the oneness with yourself is still strong and intact.
Wow.
Despite the chaos. Like whether that's symbolism of like you personally, your family, your actual family home.
Wow.
That's my best
Mr. Dream Interpreter over here, guys.
Who knows? You can see by my glasses. Actually, how's your hand? Is it okay?
Oh yeah, so we forgot to mention, but we're both dying over here. I was trying to go down and do my laundry yesterday in the laundry room, and I don't know what happened, but the way I pulled on the key,
yeah,
The key ring nicked my finger. Ooh. So you can't see it, but it's right on like the
stings.
It stings because it's right on like the knuckle, the inner knuckle area. Yeah. Really hurts.
Yeah. I'm also similar. I had a dumb injury like that a few days ago. I was walking around in my room and I had like the charger for my laptop. It wasn't plugged in. It was sitting on the floor, and the little charging port was sticking up like this in the air, and I wasn't even looking, and I stepped right on it.
It's like stepping on a Lego.
Yeah, but it went in my foot, so I have this giant, like, perfect circular hole in my foot, and so I've been like, and of course, Band-Aids don't stay on feet that well because it was bleeding, so I've had to like replace the Band-Aid like about 40,000 times, and my foot just hurts. So.
We're both falling apart.
We're both just falling apart and we're dying. But
this just in, KC Chronicles passes away.
The show or us? Both of us.
All of it.
All of it. Well, since we're talking about dreams.
Since we were talking about dreams, yeah, he's got some dreams.
I was gonna say I have my phone here. I've had more dreams since that episode. Actually, well, I should say since that episode, because that was August last year, I think, or September.
Oh, yeah.
Since then, I've actually started keeping a dream catalog. So if I have a dream that I can remember enough of, I will write it down, and so like then I'll date them and like I've had so many dreams. I'm just trying to figure out which one I want to share because some of these were so funny.
I'll give you one to share because we got to move on and talk about other things.
Yeah,
Deal?
I know, 110%. Here, why don't you talk for a second? I have to like look through my catalog here.
Yeah, I find that I've been dreaming a lot since then. Actually, since we started talking about it, I think my mind's become a little more aware of it, and like so now I'm actually like dreaming more. I'll talk about another one of my favorite episodes. Big Valley was one of my favorites because it's just so well done, so well produced, so well videoed. It was amazing. It was such a fun time. Like we just had fun. We're actually planning, hopefully, just for like our own vacation to like go down again to Big Valley and bring Connor with us this time. Maybe we'll film it, maybe we won't. Guess you'll find out. But yeah, I'm very happy we finally made it to 50. It feels like, it's one. Sorry, I'm gonna yawn again.
Big yawn.
It's like one big milestone down, 80 million more to go. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, we got lots more bigger milestones that'll be coming. So.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try and describe this one because this was a pretty epic dream for me that I had.
Epic.
But there's a lot of details missing, and it's hard to. I can close my eyes and still picture it, but it's hard to describe it to you. So. Bear with me here. If you have trouble picturing it, I get it because it was very what?
Was it about some big booty bugs?
I wish.
We just need to make a compilation, like a remix of me saying big booty bugs.
Like instead of baby got back, it's big booty bugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
My anaconda don't want none unless you got big booty bugs.
Someone released that as an actual song.
Okay, if there's any like house producers like
make a remix of that, please. We would love that.
Let's get that going. Let's go viral. Okay, so this is a dream I had back on the evening of June 10th. I described it as a neutral dream, so it wasn't good or bad. It was just it wasn't like a superior like awesome dream, but it wasn't a nightmare either. It was just neutral in feeling, but I described it as epic. So please stick with me here. If you have trouble following along, I get it. So this is just me jotting down my notes. This dream was oh my god, sorry.
He can't even read his own notes.
No, because I typed these out first thing in the morning, so there's probably like typos and grammar mistakes that I don't see because my glasses aren't on. So this dream was pretty neat. There's a small part of me that wants to say I've had this type of dream before in the past, but not too sure. The exact details are scattered, but this is the best cohesive timeline I can make up. So it started with me essentially being at a family gathering, and I believe I was with my extended family, and I wasn't too interested in being where I was.
Like, I'm too cool.
I'm too cool for school. I decided to take a walk, and the setting around me morphed around a bunch, and I was moving from the sportsplex on the north side of town, and then all of a sudden I was in the south edge of town where Canadian Tire is. Okay, this is all in Brandon.
So if you don't know Brandon, you're not gonna understand the geography.
Yeah, exactly. So, so I was where Canadian Tire was essentially, and I remember I was walking kind of beyond Canadian Tire, and in this version of the dream, everything that kind of sits beyond Canadian Tire, like the cemetery, the movie theater, it was all just blank. Like Canadian Tire was the very southern edge of the city essentially, and I remember I walked past it, and once I moved beyond there, the entire location just shifted, and I entered into a place that got known as the Darklands or the Darklands. Okay. It was like as if I crossed through this invisible portal and suddenly everything changed. Like it was still understood as like south of town. It was the prairies, but everything changed. It was pitch black. And I remember there was these very few spots of light that kind of would like denote paths. Okay. And it felt like I was drifting into like some own kind of like fantasy like play world, you know, like when like a kid like imagines his, you know, some fake setting. It felt like that. And I remember there were like on the dark side of the Darklands, like there was this. I remember there were like giant rocks everywhere, like these little hills that were all just like rocks piled on top of each other. It was very decrepit, but it wasn't scary at the same time. And then suddenly the whole narrative of the dream kind of shifted in a way. I was in the Darklands, and on the side where Canadian Tire was, like that side of town, that was the light side. That was the light. And I remember everyone who was on the light side of the dream was known as the Paladins. Like the night, the Paladins. But I was on the dark. So I remember when I walked across, it was dark. There wasn't anybody around. It felt like it was just me. But then the narrative suddenly became that the light side and the dark side were crossing these barriers and fighting like over dominance and territory. So this is now like a medieval war in Brandon, Darklands and light side. Okay. But I remember when I walked across, I began the ability to fly and levitate at will, and automatically these are when dreams become awesome for me because if I had a superpower, it'd be flying 110%. So whenever this happens in a dream, things tend to get fun. So I moved with smooth flight across this Darkland areas, which had twisting and turning paths of black trees and scattered rocks. When I first initially went through, I do now remember I was being sort of like followed while I went into the Darklands, whether it was by friends or strangers or that were like my friends in the dream. I remember they were tracking me down like before I entered the Darklands, like I was being followed. But then I remember jumping around like a cat from the rocks, like from tree to tree. Like I was jumping, like I was like basically just exploring this entire area. I was both flying and levitating, but jumping around like a cat in this fantasy world. But I remember so essentially I remember very short distance, like maybe from like Canadian Tire to the movie theater. I went about that distance into the Darklands. And I remember I approached this giant, like as if it was a tree house, but also just a giant tree that had just a bunch of platforms on it. Okay. And that was like my home base, essentially. And I became the Dark Lord. This sounds crazy.
A hop, skip, and a jump to the Dark Lord.
Yeah, and so I was now the Dark Lord, like something straight out of like like Lord of the Rings fantasy. So then the rest of the dream basically became a war of dominance. And so I remember there were basically like friends I had like in childhood and now, and random strangers. They now were manifesting as soldiers of both the Darklands and the light side. And they were fighting like right where this kind of invisible line denoted like the light and the dark side. They were crossing over and fighting each other. Like this was something out of like the Lord of the Rings. Okay. But then I remember this is when it got really cool for me because like at this point, yeah, like a lot of stuff happened at this point in the dream from then on, but it's very scattered. But the one thing I do remember was I remember floating around now as the Dark Lord. I remember I had like this long black cloak. Like you remember my Grim Reaper outfit? I looked similar to that. Like I don't know if I had a scythe in my hand, but I remember I was floating around and I had an evil laugh. I remember I had like this giant booming like evil like laugh. I remember it would echo out like it was like a wolf's howl.
That's accurate.
And I remember I would send I was able to command these very large like creepy creatures, and they would just come out of nowhere and they'd be crossing over to the light side. Okay. And yeah, I do remember. Yeah, So basically, this whole light versus dark thing basically just happened for the rest of the dream, and then it kind of just faded out, and I woke up. But the one thing I do remember was there was a ton of these paladin light side soldiers. They came through like a giant army of them, and I remember I levitated up, and I had like the most evil laugh ever. I remember I conjured up a bunch of magic in one hand, and I remember like I slammed my hand down in this motion, and a bunch of magic came down from Lord knows where, and it just exploded, and I killed all of them.
So if you want another dream episode, you let us know.
Because that's a preview of what.
That's a preview of what you could get.
Yeah.
If you guys are interested in another dreamy episode, let us know via Instagram, TikTok, YouTube comments, email, whatever, carrier pigeon, whatever works for you. Because we would be interested in doing that. I would have to start actually keeping track of my dreams, but we would be interested in doing that.
I thought it was funny. Again, it was very scattered after that. I don't remember a whole lot, but yeah, we were essentially like just this war of dominance happened. Like I remember it happened for a long time.
I think what's so weird is that all of my dreams stem from like fears that I have.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, because you're scared of tornadoes. You don't like tornadoes.
I had another dream last night. I'm not going to talk about it on camera, but I'll tell you afterwards because it is another fear that I have. It's another fear. And I'm like, I've kind of noticed that all of my dreams have started to like stem from fears that I have.
It's like your brain's like trying to process like fear and trauma.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know. It's interesting, but maybe we'll do another dreamy episode. Maybe we won't. Stay tuned to find out.
I definitely think that we should because I have plenty of dreams to share that make no sense, but other than to me.
So let's talk. What else can we talk about our channel? About our show?
We talked about our favorite episodes. We've talked about some other things.
I feel like we just need to say that we're grateful for the show.
I am grateful for the show. I've had a lot of fun doing it, and it's been such a fun, creative outlet for us. Yeah. You know, because we're two busy people. We live two busy lives, and I think this is a fun, creative outlet where we can kind of let go a lot of the stress and just have a good laugh and just have fun.
Yeah, and so I think that we should say we're very grateful for our viewers. Even though we may not have the most, every single one of you who watches every episode or just follows along on the Instagram, we love you. We appreciate you. Obviously, none of this would be possible without you guys.
Yep.
So we just want you to know that we appreciate you and thank you for sticking with us for 50 and hopefully here's to another 50 more. And
yep. And I like how our episode is like positive.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. Like, okay, I'm gonna start getting opinionated now. This is where it gets deep. So there are a lot of podcasts out there.
Like a lot.
There are a lot.
It became popular a couple years ago, and now it's just
everybody. Yeah, it was really starting to take off kind of the latter half of the 2010s, especially since COVID. But there are a lot of podcasts out there that dive around topics that are controversial and that revolve around a lot of political and societal issues. And these topics come up quite a lot, and they're very divisive, and they rile a lot of people up. They're makeshift echo chambers. You kind of get where I'm going. I don't want to name names or start spitting out stuff because that's not what I do. Yeah. But I like how our show is just a pure, fun hangout session. Like I like how, for me, like if I was watching the show, it felt like I was the third friend in this, and I was just like watching, and I was just vibing and watching my two friends have a conversation, and I'm just chilling.
And I do feel like, we've touched on some serious topics, but we never do it to the point where it's like, that's all we do.
Yeah, exactly.
We try to keep it as fun as we physically
No controversy. Like, we just want to have fun.
We just want our viewers to feel like they've got
two friends. Yeah, like two friends, and you're just getting a fun insight into, two Gen Z, Canadian Gen Z prairie living folks.
Yeah, so I feel like you touched on that very well. Like, there's so many podcasts in the world. Like, you could listen to any podcast, and ours might not even ever come up. Mm-hmm. But if you do happen to find ours, we hope that you find it just fun and loosey-goosey and just kind of like somewhere you feel comfortable and safe.
Exactly. Or if you're, this is definitely a Gen Z thing. If you're trying to find something to watch while you eat food, We're
Or-
definitely that kind of content where you can just eat food and just watch.
And it's like, I'm not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, if we hadn't mentioned this yet, all 50 episodes are available to stream on YouTube for free.
Absolutely.
So if you haven't if you're just joining us now or just joined us recently and you have not watched all of our episodes, we highly suggest that you go back and watch all the episodes because even if you just watch from episode 1 to 50, you'll see how much we talked about how much we changed, but you'll see that.
Exactly.
And you'll see us grow and you'll see us become a fun and less scripted show.
Yeah, exactly. We have if there are any scripts we have, it's extremely loose. Like,
Well,
everything we do is off the dome.
Like, for example, a scripted episode would have been not like super scripted, but some parts were scripted. True crime episode, but that's because I was getting all my information.
Yeah, like ones where we have the laptop, but like the tornado episode, the dream episode, those are scripted in a sense, but we just have notes that we can refer back
so
to.
that you can understand that we are informed about it and that we can also inform you guys about it.
But I think it shows one thing, that we are genuine and that we're real. We're not AI.
Well, and if you were about to tell us we were wrong about something, we'd at least be like, oh, sorry, like we did what we could and we did the research we did, but like
we don't claim to be perfect or
we're not experts, we're not perfect.
Like, yes, we have episodes where we like to be, sarcastic or facetious, like, oh, these things should be illegal. Oh, if you eat cauliflower, I think you should burn in a fiery place. No, we don't say any of this because we think that's how the world actually should be. We're just being hyperbolic, sarcastic. It's all jokes.
It's all for fun. Exactly. And we hope you guys have had fun with us the past year and a bit doing.
How many months has it been? Hold on, sorry. We started in March last year, April, May, June, almost into. We're very close. We're at like 16 months, give or take.
So we really appreciate you guys just joining us and being a part of this. We want more guests, so please, 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 if you want to join us, let us know because we would love to have you. But other than that, we just want to say thank you because the support means a lot to us and. None of being able to keep leaving the office and keep doing all these fun things would be possible without our viewership. So
yeah, exactly. Just knowing that someone's watching our BS.
Yeah.
And of course, Westman too. They are very kind to us and they allow us to use this nice
again. Also,
space.
None of this would be possible without them as well.
Exactly.
So huge shout out to WCGTV for letting us do this in here and keeping us doing this show because they could cancel us at any moment, but they haven't.
Yeah, they could literally just ban us from the studio.
They could be like, we don't want you making this no more.
We don't want you to make this no more. This is cringe.
But other than that, I think that's good for today's episode. I think
that's good.
I think that you guys should enjoy the rest of these episodes that we have, and also hopefully you enjoyed the rest of this episode, the first part and the last part.
Yep.
And we
one big mega episode.
Yeah, this would be like an hour and a half for sure.
Somewhere around there.
But yeah, we just want to say thank you, and until next time, I guess. Bye from Kenzie and Cullen.